that old thing back. I share, peace to the gods, I share, peace to the earth, I share, peace king, peace to the kings, I share, peace queen, peace to the queens, I share. Yeah, it's peace king when you see me in the street, proper greeting. To not acknowledge a light being is not the season. No ego, clearly the leader of the people. Vision like Calico, this for my amigos. Leaning on that window of that Rego. I'm praying that one day he gonna be free though. They ran up in the crib while he's peeking through the peephole. Never thought it would be divine evil. Creeping with that heat close. They say I walk around like I got an S on my chest. Now that's a gold-plated no baguettes on my chest. Life a movie, words got special effects. An old school G used to bump Rex and effects. And the Fugees, youngins know that I'm next. I pump knowledge to the streets so they showing respect. Cause I did it without the fraudulent stories about me blowing a tech. I let the Most High order my steps. Feel me? Gotta know what time it is, man. Reach the age of Aquarius. Each one teach one. That's what it is. I share, peace to the gods, I share, peace to the earth, I share, peace king, peace to the kings, I share, peace queen, peace to the queens, I share. The quarterback need protection from the lineman for the yards. More makers in alignment with the stars. Too many MCs lying in your bars. And you wonder why they ain't buying your cars. Like, oh, keep wildin' cause he won't keep silent about police violence. Keeping both he's firing for the weak and dying. No need for sirens. Third eye islands open and vibrant. Jamal Milton shining. Hard to watch a young king get killed and he died over cigarettes. Shit. Steady talking about you real, you ain't let your gat pale for that nigga yet. Shit. And even if we chop the bag off, you probably front like, nah, I need a bigger check. But I just seen you on the internet, talking about you been a threat. We sick of that.
Ho! Come on in, family. Come on in. Put your nines up. Put your nines up. Let me know where you from. Put your nines up. I want to know where you from. In the meantime, I'll get the frequency right for the family. We'll get it right and exact. Put your nines up. Put them symbols up. Let's get the vibes right. Before we go anywhere, we got to make sure we all on one accord. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, click that follow button so you get the notifications as to when we're going to drop that work every morning, Monday through Friday. Let's go. Yep. Assalamu alaikum, shalom, Eem, Hotep, grand rising to the royal family, Uncle Ma'at. Welcome to the lighthouse. Welcome to the lighthouse. Yeah, let's get the vibes right. Before I begin, I got to shout out my first 9. And by request, I think I'm going to go to YouTube this time. We are streaming simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out to everybody in attendance today. I'm going to shout out the first 9 on YouTube today. We're going to make it a YouTube day. Shout out to Chantel Jackson with her triple 9s up. I see you. Peace Queen. 317 Los from Naptown. Where's Naptown? I need to know where that's at. Where's Naptown? Is that Napa Valley? What is that? You know what I'm saying? People be trying to drop their lingo from their hometown. Like, we supposed to know. Where's Naptown at? Elemental Vibrations. That's Tanya Smiley, if you don't know her. Triple 9s. I see you. Peace Queen, grand rising to you. Nisha Sharice in the building. One of our moderators. Nisha Sharice is the talented editor that does our 60-second clips of the content for the week. So shout out to her. Joy Logan in the building. Shout out to you, longtime supporter. Appreciate you, Bangani Mokoina out of South Africa. Hotep, Uncle Ma'at to you. Africa is in the building. We hitting the motherland. That's what's up. Cheryl Lee is in the building. Uncle Ma'at to you, Queen. I see you. We have Brooklyn Butterfly holding it down. Desmondos Taunito to you as well. And Stevie Jordan out of DC. We just left DC, had a wonderful event down there. Shout out to everybody that came out and showed their love and support. So Facebook, if you see that some people are missing on Facebook, it's because they have transitioned over to YouTube and vice versa. So everybody's going back and forth between Facebook and YouTube. The difference between the two, YouTube, you can pretty much watch at any time. Facebook, of course, you got to log in and things of that nature. YouTube, you can pull it up anytime you want, share it with your friends and things of that nature that aren't on Facebook. You know what I mean? So there's pros and cons to both. So we're trying to serve everybody, and we're doing the best we can. So shout out to everybody that's been donating and giving their love and support to the Lighthouse, because that's the only way we can do it. We actually have to pay for a subscription to be able to move the content to both platforms simultaneously because of rights that they have, between one another and stuff like that. So we're going to get into today the PAUT NETERU. PAUT NETERU. And the PAUT as well, let's break down first the NETERU. We know what the nature is, right? I'm saying it with the correct pronunciation with the click sound in it. It's more of NETERU or NETERU. With the T in the middle, you can put the click in there. It's supposed to be a click, right? So it's NETERU, all right? The click language is the original language, the most sacred language of human beings. The click language is one that vibrates with the frequency of the planet. All beings understand the click. They all understand those phonetic sounds that are what we say organic to understanding. Like I always use a reference of a dog. If you see a dog, when you go and you give them that click, they know what that click means. It means you're trying to get their attention. That is one of the names of what they may call God or the deity. It is a sound that everything must respond to. If you hear a clicking noise, you automatically turn and look. You want to know what that is. That's something instinctively that we have downloaded into our DNA that we must pay attention to. So that's one of the sounds in the word neter or NETERU, okay, that we actually have to reference the divine, okay? So when we say the PAUT NETERU, we are talking about these particular enters here, which we call the 10, PAUT meaning 10, okay? And some may reference this as what they call the tree of life. The tree of life. Now, I'm sure many of you, depending upon whatever faith that you are coming from or that you have studied, you've heard about the tree of life somehow, somewhere. In the beginning of the biblical text, it talks about the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and then in Revelations, it talks about the restoration of that by via way of the tree of life. Two trees of life on one end and one on the other, okay, and their leaves are responsible for the healing of all humanity, okay? As I told you, when you deal with the Bible, you need to be able to decode the Bible. Do not throw your Bibles away. Learn how to read it and decode what they're talking about when they reference certain things. If you have not seen the tree of life in life, then obviously it must mean something on a higher level of knowledge, a higher level of understanding and an overstanding that we have not achieved yet. So when we get to this, you can find the tree of life or the PAUT NETERU, right, in many different walks. In many different walks of life, but we're going to deal with the way that we dealt with it in Kemet. But it behooves me to show you how you can find the tree of life in all different aspects around the world. It's presented in many different ways, and you need to understand all of them because all of them have pertinent information. I always tell you, when it's time for you to do real research, research is not just going under your own understanding of things, but research is about going through all the houses and putting all the knowledge together so that you can see who's lying and who's not. So you can see what's consistent. 9 times out of 10, if you were a judge, the things that are consistent are the things that will most likely be true. Okay? So it's important to understand that, yeah, Kemet has a tree of life, but also so does Judaism, okay? The Kabbalah, okay? Christianity has a tree of life, okay? These are spiritual systems that are consistent. Guess what? Even Satanists have a tree of life. Okay, just like yesterday when I was telling you about the altar. So when you see something is consistent throughout all the walks of life, all the religions, 9 times at 9.9 times out of 10, it's going to be some truth there that you're going to need to dig into. Okay, they may have changed words around due to languages and transliterations and things of that nature, but for the most part, it's going to be consistent. For the most part, it's going to be what you call law. Law. It's something that's universal that you find everywhere. Like no matter what religion you go to, you will find that those deities, those main deities that represent Heru and Kemet, are born on the same day, die on the same day, did the same miracles. You will find that there are things that are consistent. Right? So when you realize the base of it, and you get back to the source and realize that it all came from Africa, then you realize we as a people weren't talking about literal beings when we reference the tree of life or literal physical things. These are all spiritual concepts. These are all principles that we have within ourselves as divine beings ourselves. So there's a reason why we in here in the lighthouse couldn't talk about the tree of life early on. It's because you need to know the principles first. You need to know the principles first. How can I talk about all the different aspects and the different deities if you don't know what those different principles are? So I had to first give y'all line by line and measure by measure, spoonful a piece of the deities, so you know who Geb is, you know who Heru or Set, Heru, all of these different deities that are listed here, these principles rather that are listed here, you would know who and what they are and what they do. Okay, so at some point in time, you have heard me talk about all these, and you can find the videos on each individual one of these, who they are, so you can figure out their aspects. But at the same time, you know, we're going to go over a little bit of that today so you can understand what the tree of life actually represents. So if you look at the lowest part of the tree of life, number 10, you have Geb. Geb is representative of what we might call the earth. The earth. And the earth is representative of, or symbolically represents, what we call the body. Okay? The earth and the body are synonymous. This is why when you deal with the biblical text, it says that you were made of the dust of the ground, right? That's what they say. And the reason why they say that is because symbolically, the earth, if you had to represent it in a physical realm or in a spiritual realm too, both of them together simultaneously, you represent the earth. You are a manifestation of the earth walking around. Your skin, your body is the earth. The water flows through it the same way it does. Your blood flows through it. It nurtures the soil, which is your skin, right? Your body is the earth. And that's the lowest tier of how a lot of people operate on this tree of life. Most people, I got to be honest with you, most people who deal with the tree of life don't get past the first level. Don't get past the first layer. They stick around the Geb layer and they deal with a lot of emotions. They make decisions based off of emotions and how they feel. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to their divine destiny. A lot of the things that they do is according to suit the hunger or thirst of Geb, okay, which is what some may call the lower self. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that needs to be stabilized. The earth and the body is something that needs to have a good foundation so that it does not need much. If you have to cater to the earth, then you're going to have a hard time standing up this pillar, this tree of life, or this Ankh, because it's the base. It's the base of the spine, which is Geb. That's the source. The base of the spine is Geb. If you notice anything about this, if you are truly awakened, one of the things that you will pick up about the tree of life just by looking at it is that it's a direct alignment with the chakra system. Haha. Now you see why I had to teach you the chakra system first? Why I had to teach you about the base, about grounding yourself first before we get into these higher level of sciences? Because if you don't have a strong grip on Geb, on learning how to ground yourself, the base of the spine, and go outside, sit your behind on the ground and meditate and balance out your energies, we can't talk about all the rest. You got to get control of your body first. Most of us don't have control of our bodies, especially here in America. Our bodies run everything. Most of us are thinking with our sexual organs. Most of us are thinking with the things that emotionally drive us. And it does, and this is, as you see, that Geb is in the middle. So the left side is the divine masculine side, and the right side is the divine feminine side. But guess what? Geb is right there, smack in the middle. So it's not like this is exempt to a certain genre of people or a certain gender. We're all living under our fleshly desires here on planet Earth. And the reason why it feels like that, it feels so powerful, and why that has become that way is because we thrive off electromagnetic energy just as Geb does. Okay, the Earth. We are tied to this Earth, not by what they call gravity, but by an electromagnetic force that pulls us towards Earth naturally. Okay, so getting in control of Geb is very, very important. I'm only going to do a few of these today, but you can get into more of them on your own. But I want to get into a few of them so that you can understand how this thing works. Now, next up is Auset. Auset we know as the mother of Heru, right? Auset is the divine feminine nature of nurturing. She's a divine feminine nature of love, right? Like you can't go anywhere unless where you going is built on love. Okay, so no matter what it is, it don't matter what you're trying to do in life, right? You can overcome the things of fleshly desires if you have a good grasp on love as well. Okay, because your love for something will help you to overcome the desires of the body. Right? You ever hear somebody say, mind over matter, right? Things of that nature, right? If you have a love for something, you will abuse your body, right? To its furthest extent and not really care because you have so much love for something. There's people that's walking around here, they got so much love for the drug that they on. They can't get off that drug. They can't get off that heroin, can't get off that pipe. They don't care what it does to their body. They just love it. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who have a love for other certain individuals. They don't care what it does to their body. How this person stresses them out. They don't care. They love this individual so much that they'll abuse themselves, for this particular individual. Love is a very, very powerful force, and it doesn't matter. See, when we look at love, we always look at love as a good thing, but love can be a bad thing too. When you have too much love for something that's detrimental to you and what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go in life. You know what I'm saying? Too many people love things that's not conducive to their lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of people got a love for, my man, what I'm saying? My man that just passed away, he had a love for motorcycles, passed away on his bike. You know what I'm saying? You can have a love for something that's so dangerous, it'll take you out. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to be within balance and moderation, no matter what it is. I always tell you, you can't even love water too much. You drink too much water, man. You drink too much water to flush out the potassium in your body, you're dead. You're gone. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a love for too much of anything. Okay, so we want to get into some of these aspects so you understand what they all represent, because they're all important. So our set is a divine feminine energy, right? We understand our set as being a divine feminine energy, but she's also an energy of nurturing, an energy of nurturing, an energy of motherhood, right? Of those type of aspects, okay? And when you're dealing with our set, you can link it up, to certain parts of the body as well. When you look at our set, look at where she lives. It's like in that gut area. You see that? Where a lot of the majority of our women are strong in this area, in the area of intuition, right? All of those instinctive areas is where our set lives. So you want to make sure that these are strong aspects of who you are as a human being. This area. This is the area that will ultimately, if it's not strong, everything else is going to fall apart. Okay? Now, this is where it starts to get tricky, because here you have our set, right? And she's tied to two separate and opposite parts of your divinity, of your soulish being, right? So you have Heru on the right hand side, right, which we associate with our set a lot, right? And we have Sebek, right? Now, Sebek on the left hand side, as we all know, deals with what some people try to relate to as, he's been misnomered with a bad name. He's been given like the title of almost like Satan, the lower self, right? The bad part of you. And the reason why is because this is the lowest tier of where things begin to split, where you can go on polar opposites. Okay? So you can either rock with Sebek energy or you can rock with Heru energy. Heru is an aspect of our set. It's specifically that love, out of that love. Okay? And Sebek is where it's almost like you're destroying. It's like building and destroying. Heru would be building, Sebek would be destroying. But guess what? They're both necessary. They both need each other to exist. You can't have one without the other, and you can't play one over the other. They both have to be held in judgment within balance. Okay? They both have to be evened out in Ma'at, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But as you can see, they're on opposite parts. So what that means is, if you look at that, if we want to look at that in the physical realm, what it actually represents is the two different sides of your brain. The two different sides of your brain. You have a logical sense, right, which can break things down or destroy, as we call it, right? And then we have the creative side, the divine feminine side, which is all about infinite possibilities and growing and different options and things that we can build. Do you understand? So at this point in the tree of life, you're creating a foundation as to whether the route you're going to take, is it going to be building? So I think they stopped me, but we're going to come back in. So building on where we were in the tree of life, we're left with our set splitting to Sebek or Heru. The choice is yours. Which direction that you want to take. It's all on you, right? But ultimately, that trinity, that base foundation, right, will lead us to where we can either go upwardly in a pillar-like fashion to Hetakuti and bring balance in with Ma'at, or we're going to be left with going with the Heru aspect. Now, the Heru aspect is super, super crucial, because the Heru aspect of this process is now getting into where you're going to start finding manifestations being brought out. You're going to find things start to happen and manifest into the material world during the stages of Heru. This is when you're coming into full fruition as to what you are trying to present to the people. Okay? when you look at Heru being in the middle, Heru is the culmination of so many different things on higher planes. Okay? So this is where you got to be careful, because now you're starting to deal with higher dimensions of consciousness. Okay? When you're dealing with higher dimensions of consciousness, it can take you places that you didn't intend to go. It can take you places that you never expected, that you did not plan for, because you weren't conscious of the different doors that have now opened. If you notice, when you deal with Sebek and Heru, doors have opened. You can go to Heru, you can go to Ma'at, you have Orset at your leisure, Gab at your leisure. Now things are starting to split up. You understand? So when you get there, when you get to the aspect of Heru, it's best that you know what your intent is, not even who you are, because you haven't even gotten to that point yet, but just have good intent. Have intent that is conducive to your life. Because if the intent is not correct, if the intent is not intentional, you could go somewhere you never wanted to go when you're dealing with this. Okay? So be very, very careful when you're playing with this. To some extent, see, people shouldn't even know about the tree of life. They better off where they at. Because when you start playing around with it, you're going to see manifestations. And you may not like what it manifests if you're not in order. Okay, this is where you may want to seek Ma'at. This is why you hear us say Unke Ma'at, and you hear us, speaking on that, because we want to make sure that you keep that always in your subconscious. You want to keep the principles of Ma'at at all times, because it will help you through these splits of the spirit, these splits of the soul, where it can go different directions, right? In order to manifest the work that needs to be done. So now, Heru, we all know as the child, right, or the son and daughter of Orset and Asar, right? Heru is where you get Jesus from, the Son of God, right? All of that is taken from that principle of Heru. If you look at Heru, you'll see all the points of the Ankh meet at that point, which is the 6. Notice that Heru is the 6, which is the other perspective of the 9, right? Remember we talked about the 9 and your frequency, what the 9 represents, right? The growth pattern, right? So it's like the trigger point. It's the neutral point. And you can see, look at how many lines come out of Heru. We got Heru Kuti, all the different versions. You can shoot up to Sakur, you can shoot up to Tahuti, over to Ma'at, Heru, shoot down to Orset. Heru is the culmination of everything. Okay? So now, once you have a good aspect on Heru, right? Heru Kuti is where Heru learns how to be, or I should say, where Heru learns how to submit his lower self to the divine, right? And come into full fruition of what he represents as a Heru. It's when Heru recognizes that he's Heru, in a sense, right? Hey, because like I said, Heru is just the intent of what you want to be. But once you actually recognize what you need to be, then you become Heru Kuti. You have overcome your lower self, right? You can use Ma'at to do that. They tie into one another in a trinity-like sense, as you can see. They all tie into one another. So, Ma'at is the number 4 because it's a foundational principle. Okay? It's like a pillar. Okay? So, if you look to the far left and you look to the far right, the 3, 5, and the 8 are pillars. 2, 4, and 7 are pillars. And 0, 1, 6, 9, and 10 are all pillars. So you can teeter-totter between, let's put it this way. If you are operating on the logical sense of 3, 5, and 8, you can teeter-totter between Asar, Heru, Orset, and Geb and be perfectly fine. If you're trying to merge the 3, 5, and the 8 with the 2, 4, and the 7, you're going to need those things in between. They won't just merge together. Tahuti and Sakur are polar opposites. Ma'at and Herukuti, polar opposites. Heru, Sebek, polar opposites. So you need to understand the principles that come in between in order to merge them and manifest things in your life. The Kemetic tree of life, the PAUT NETERU, is just to manifest things from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. These are things that are going to help you in everyday life. It's not just about, spiritual concepts. It's on how to manifest them in the actual physical plane. Okay, now moving up is where we get into what we are doing here, family, right now. We are operating on these 3 planes right here, which is knowledge, wisdom, and overstanding. Knowledge, wisdom, or what they may have said, understanding. Okay? Tahuti, we all know Tahuti as the aspect of knowledge. Tahuti is the one that brings us the information. The age of Aquarius, Tahuti is going to be high strung during this time. He is that principle of divine intellect, okay? Information, okay? And he is backed up by Sashat. It is important to notice that even though Tahuti is on the divine feminine side of the tree of life, he is a balanced principle. He is backed by Sashat. She's the one that created words. She's the one that created knowledge. And Tahuti is the one that has the knowledge to present to the people. He's the one that taught it to everyone. She taught it to him. He taught it to the masses, okay? And remember, these are not real human beings. This is all scientific principle. First, you have to have the information before the information is spread to the people. You got to understand it on a deeper level, okay? And then we have Sakur, which is the spiritual aspect of the knowledge, or the wisdom, which is actually applying that knowledge. Applying it, not just spreading the knowledge, but on a day-to-day, walking it like you talk it, okay? That Sakur aspect. See, as you see Sakur sitting on the throne, there's power in that. When you're able to apply the knowledge that you have, that is what takes you to the higher levels. So many of us have only one of the two, right? We either trying to apply stuff we don't know, or we have all the knowledge and we don't apply it. You understand? So you're going to need a good balance of the two, right? You're going to need to know who you are as the Heru. Come together in that Trinity before you come into the Trinity, the above Trinity. As you can see, it's as above, so below. If you look at 1, 2, and 3, right? That's as above, so below of 2, 3, and 6. Do you see that? Heru, Sakur, and Tahuti is the below of the Asar, Sakur, and Tahuti. It's as above, so below. This whole aspect is filled with as above, so below when you dig into it. So now, if you have the understanding and you're applying the wisdom that you have, this is how you become the ultimate divine being of Asar. Okay, remember, you can't get to Asar unless Heru is the one who is taking you to see Asar. Remember that? Remember that? You see, we have Anpu there, and then we have Tahuti. You see how the order is the same? Look at it, family. Look at it. And this is upon death, right? Or when you go to bed at night, every time you sleep, right? Here you have Anpu, right? Bringing you to see Tahuti, right? And Tahuti and Heru are the ones, the orchestrators, that are the ones that are going to bring you over to see Asar. You see how the chain of command runs? There's a chain here. These are laws. These are principles, right? And Asar sitting on the throne, the divine self, backed up by Neptis, right? And Heru. All of these different principles work in conjunction with one another to bring about a specific task at hand, which is ultimately to manifest the unseen, which we now call Amen. Amen, which is the top one, as you can see up there. Amen is actually not even a number. It's the hidden one. It's the hidden one. It's the things that we cannot see, that we know have to exist, that we can't explain, but still need to be manifested. right? We say, yo, there's got to be a day when all the different people can come together, right? It hasn't been seen yet, but there's got to be a day when all the different people, no matter what race, color, or creed, can come together. The hidden aspect of what we know can possibly happen, but we just haven't seen it yet. What's it going to take? It's going to take what we call the tree of life. The tree of life is something that runs across no matter what. It doesn't matter who you are, no matter what color, race, color, or creed, the tree of life can be applied. No matter what deity you worship, the tree of life can be applied. No matter what walk of life you're in, the tree of life can be applied. It is life. It is the Ankh. It is the alignment of the Wajetet. It is the alignment of the chakra system. It is the thing that we all as beings, no matter whether you're a human, sentient, no matter what being you are, you share with one another. Do you understand? We all have this in different balances, quantities, and no matter what. You know what I'm saying? People say, white people don't have a third eye. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Stop lying on the white man. And then when they start banging on you, you're going to look crazy. They do have a third eye. It's just one of the things that are imbalanced amongst them compared to other areas. We have strong third eye capabilities. There's other areas that they are strong in. Okay? Don't get that twisted. Polar opposites going to meet somewhere. You have to have some middle ground. When you're looking at this is the same thing as the yin and the yang. When you're looking at the tree of life or the PAUT NETERU, it's the yin and the yang. The middle, the yin would be the left side of Sakur, Heru, and Sebek. The yang would be Tahuti, Ma'at, and Heru, and the middle pillars would be the yin yang. It's that middle area where everything aligns, where everything is perfect, and we now have true balance in the universe. Not just on one side of our body, not just on the left side or the right side of the brain. It's in the entire existence of the subconscious and the conscious brain working in conjunction with one another to manifest what needs to be done here on the earth plane. This is what the PAUT NETERU is all about. When you say in the opening of the way, when you say that, when you say Aneterak PAUT NETERU, you are saying, show me your face. Show me your face. The 10 aspects of the universe, of the divine self. Show me your face. You know what? Nukpu PAUT NETERU. I am the universe. I am all these different aspects of the universe. Notice that's one of the last things that we say. You understand? That I am the all. That's part of the 42 ideals of Ma'at, or the negative confessions of Ma'at. The last law is I embrace the all. I embrace the all. That is the 42nd one, right? And what is 40? What is 42? 42 is the number 6, right? The number 6 is Heru. Heru is also what? 9. That's the divine. That's the middle ground. Embracing the all. It's bringing both sides of these principles together so that we have a full understanding of who we are. Not just the things that we like and picking things apart. This is what we like to do. And this is what religion has taught us to do. We're going to pick out certain aspects of a human being and say that this is what I need to do. This is what I'm a Gemini, so this is the way I act. You know what I'm saying? I could flip at any moment. You know what I'm saying? This is who I am. Or we start paying attention to the way the Tom who has presented it to us. I'm a Virgo, and Virgos, we don't get along with everything has to be in balance, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a Pisces, and come on, man. Everything has to tie in somehow, some way. We are all connected somehow, some way. The goal is not to find how we are all different, but it's to find how we are all alike. That's where the reward is. It's too easy to get on here and get online and bang about how different we are. That's the easy stuff that you can see with your own eyes. Only religion and foolish people believe that we are all exactly alike, right? Through the ideals of religion, right? We are all different. That's obvious, right? So religion tries to fool you into thinking that we are all the same. We're not all the same. We are all connected. Do you understand? We're all different. We are all connected. It's like we all have a common ancestor. That common ancestor is what we call the PAUT NETEru, the divine, the different aspects and principles of the universe that create these things. You can't sit here and act like all these other different races don't exist and they didn't come from one space. They came from the same space. You can't call yourself divine, and you can't say that you have been here from the beginning of the universe and you don't know where white people came from. You don't know where other races came from. You sound retarded. How are you going to say that you are the divine aspect of the universe and you don't know how everybody else got here? What happened? What happened? What are we missing? Huh? Where your books and scrolls at? Huh? You didn't write down what you was doing while you was creating the universe? You see? You can't call yourself a god and be scared of what other races is doing and talk about oppression all day and what they doing to you. Huh? Stuck in on civil rights movements and politics all day. Divine, act like it. Act like it. Give us the work of divine intellect to show us how we all tied together, how things were created. If you can't break that down, you can't break down that science, you don't even have the right to call yourself divine or to even start talking God talk. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us do it just to stroke our ego. We do it just to stroke our ego. If you can't break things down, when people say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Peace, God, word, God. Okay, break this down to me. If I ask you a question, you better be able to try and answer or at least try and show us where we can try and go, because there's people around here that's walking around and they need answers. They need answers. We got people on the verge of suicide, people on the verge of killing themselves or killing other people. And all you got to do is give them a divine word. All you got to do is give them something from given by the universe to help work things out. If we can put together all these different aspects that we have here, right? What can hold us back from anything being manifested in the world? Huh? Slavery and civil rights and all of that segregation, that's small work compared to this. When you're able to put this stuff together, you understand? Those things become minuscule. It's things that it's like, yo, why are we even talking about this? You know, people be looking at me, yo, why you ain't out here marching? It's like, bro, because we talking about this. Huh? How do those things affect you when you know we have this type of information floating around? We got bigger fish to fry. Who cares if you allow me to sit in your damn Starbucks? I don't care about Starbucks. Huh? Right? Like, just think about this. It's just higher levels, man. It's higher levels. Not to say that those things aren't needed, but you shouldn't base your whole life on things that are carnal. You basing the whole life on gag. Yeah, we know they're killing us in the street. Guess what? That's just the flesh. We don't believe in death. Let's talk about things on a universal plane. Because after that person is gone, what do we do with that energy? Where does that energy go? How do we take that energy, process it to bring about change? Oh, too deep, huh? Too deep. You can take the loss of somebody. You can take the loss of a loved one and use that energy and channel that energy to produce great things. People do it every day. Say, yo, how are you so successful? You know, my uncle, you know what I'm saying? He looking down on me. My mom's looking down on me. You know, God looking down on me, right? Energies, just energies that aren't physically here that are still useful. Huh? Why? How come we ain't into that no more? We ain't into that no more. We just into just complaining about what's going on in the world. And a lot of the stuff that we complain about don't even have anything to do with us specifically. It's other people's issues that they need to work out, that somehow you've taken upon yourself and you can't even do anything about it. They can't do anything about it themselves, and you think you can do something about it. As if you don't have your own issues that you need to take care of. We all have our own issues that we need to take care of. You understand? That's why we deal with knowledge of self. That's why when we was talking about tending to the altar was tending to what? Yourself. Not a physical a statue or a freaking bowl of water or incense. Those are just reminders and things to help click in your brain what needs to be done to help your mind focus on your divine self to manifest what needs to be done. The tree of life, the PAUT NETEru, is a guideline. Okay? And there are some faiths that take different routes, and they show you different routes you can take to do things quickly that will naturally manifest themselves. You know what I'm saying? When you take a certain route about it, one they call the flaming sword, where you go from like Gad to Sebek to Heru to Heru Kuti, and like you zigzag. You know what I'm saying? So there's all different ways, you know, because everybody's not only chemical makeup but spiritual makeup is different. So because of all the different frequencies that we have that we take on a daily basis, we get altered a lot. Our DNA changes a lot. You know what I'm saying? But to the things that we are exposed to. So knowing that sometimes to have different grids and different walks, this is why we have all the different religions. That's why they're there. That's the real reason why they're there. The only problem is they just have taken the Africa out of it. So now they don't even know why they're doing it, why they're doing what they're doing. They don't understand why they're in the religion, specific religion that they're in. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize it was given to them by their ancestors. The day that they were born, they were selected to be a part of that specific theology based upon the past and the lineage of their ancestors and what they went through, the experiences that they had. The only difference between you being a Muslim, a Christian, Jew, Buddhism, the only difference is a boat stop for you as an African. That's the only difference between you, what religion and what theology you're tied to, as opposed to somebody else. The only difference is a boat stop in the transatlantic slave trade. And if you were been here, the only difference is a boat stop coming out of Africa, no matter what. You came out of Africa and you came here. Or if you came out of the mountains of Mount Meru, you still had to take a boat stop and your boat landed here at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? So when you got the history and you understand the history of it, it's like, yo, we all at some point came from a neutral space and it spread out. This is where they created the Big Bang Theory. If you notice, the Big Bang Theory is all about a neutral point exploding and outwardly expanding. The more you trace the aspects of humans or any species on the planet, no matter what it is, you will find that they all at some point in time, just like a network, they meet to a neutral space, a neutral point of existence, of space and time. And these principles help us get back to what that space and time looks like. When I gave you what you look like as energy, let's put it this way. This diagram is the same as this diagram, as what you look like as far as energy. You have two reflections of one another, two sides of one another, I should say, right? And then you have that middle ground where they all meet. You can see the trinity between the 3, 6, and the 9, right? This is how we use it when we deal with electricity. This is also how we deal with it when we deal with the human body. Like, look at this, family, right? Look at this diagram. And then I want you to look at this diagram. I need you to understand, all these things are the same. This is the same. This is the same. And this is the same. All of these things that you're seeing are the same exact diagrams, explained differently with different interpretations and perspectives. But they are all one in the same. Nothing new under the sun. People will come in and they will try to tell you that they found this new secret, but it's all going to tie into one another once you actually learn it and you dig into it. It's like, yo, this guy is he's talking the same thing that I'm talking. He's just using a different language, different name for, he looks at it as a deity. You know what I'm saying? He has a different name for a different aspect of it. You know, it's all the same. So now once you got it, you can dig into it and say, okay, so this is how we fix this. I know your language. You need to learn mine, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I don't know your language. Teach me your language. Let's all delve into this. Let's break this down, because clearly there's something that is universal law between all of us. You see? But it starts first with knowing yourself. That's where Pan-African comes into play, right? Knowing your chemical makeup, your DNA. Knowing what you're prone to as strengths and weaknesses, right? Your vices versus devices, right? You need to know who you are. You have to get to that Heru point of life, to where your intent is to gain knowledge of self, right? You have to love yourself, or set a good foundation. Taking care of your body is how you ultimately end up loving yourself, right? If you're taking care of it, you're gonna have some sort of sentimental value there to where you love it. If you're taking care of your body, it's just like your car. It's just like your car. You've been taking care of this car for 10 years. The car is ran down now. It's dying. It's time to let it go. But you have so much mental value, so much sentimental value invested in it because you've taken care of it for so long. You don't want to let it go, even though it's a piece of junk. You don't want to let it go, right? Your body is the same way. Your body is a car, right? You got to keep the oil fresh, keep the blood pure, right? Keep gas in it. Make sure you're eating the right foods, right? You got to wash it. Got to cleanse the body, right? The car is the same way. If one piece breaks down, another piece is going to end up breaking down according to that piece that just broke down. Other things are going to run now. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't take care of that oil, you're going to end up with a knock in your engine. If you don't keep your blood pure, you're going to end up doing something to that heart, the engine, right? It's the same exact thing, family. So when you understand these concepts, hopefully that was able to break it down to you so you can understand how these things in the spiritual realm transcend over into the physical realm at the same time. They're all one and the same. Don't look at them as separate things. As African mindsets, we don't do that. Everything ties into and affects something else. If something lacks, or if something is overindulged, that means that something is lacking, and vice versa. You can't overindulge in anything. Balance, ma'at, truth, justice, reciprocity, all of that. Okay? It all has to tie in. So when I first started giving you this knowledge, I gave it to you in the aspect of the Wajetet, the aspect of what we call the chakra system, because I knew that that's something that we as a people could understand fairly quickly in the space of consciousness that we're in here in 2018, right? But going forward, we're going to be moving on to more of the aspects of the tree of life, the PAUT NETERU, and the actual aspects of it. Now that we have the physical body knowledge laid out, you can find that. You know what I'm saying? But we're in a different space now. So hopefully this helps you in your growth process with your spiritual connection to your body and the universe, and vice versa. Okay? With that being said, let's get into some events that we got coming up. First and foremost, the biggie, we got the doozy coming in Dallas. We got everybody flying down to Dallas because we have the Lighthouse DFW annual the African Royalty Gala. This is going to be the biggest African event of the year. We got Kevin Wesley coming through, I Empress Sekhmet coming through, as well as myself. We're going to be giving lectures. This event is $100 a person. You're going to come in dressed in your best African cultural apparel. We're not playing. You know, this is going to be the biggest African representation that you've seen thus far for 2018. Okay. And if you want to be a part of that, the PayPal for that is the Lighthouse DFW at Gmail for your tickets. Okay. If this video did anything for you and you like to support the Lighthouse, you can help support the Lighthouse by getting you your Lighthouse Power Bracelet. Power Bracelets are for donations of $50 or more. We have some in stock. Okay, and that helps to keep the lights on, helps to pay for the YouTube and the Facebook, so we can give you the daily lessons. Or if you just want to donate in general, you can do that as well. If you don't want a power bracelet or the t-shirts, we also have t-shirts. If you want to get you a t-shirt, the t-shirts is popping. People love the t-shirts. All the proceeds of the t-shirt, they'll go to the Flint, Michigan water crisis that we got going on. So we're going to be going out there to Flint, Michigan when I do my lecture out there, and we're going to be bringing water with us as well. You can customize it however, whatever color that you want, whatever you want to rock, you can customize it however you see fit. Aside from that, we also have the tees for the Lighthouse reunion coming up. If you don't know, we have the Lighthouse reunion coming up on August the 25th, okay, right here in Brooklyn, New York. All right, and you can get you a Lighthouse Reunion t-shirt for $37. That's the PayPal on the bottom of the screen there if you want to get you a Lighthouse Reunion tee. Okay, so come on out to that. That's going to be amazing. Okay, it's $30 for couples, $20 for adults, $10 if you're 13 to 18, and $5 if you're 12 and under. Everybody's coming out. They got Airbnbs going on. We're gonna have some. We may have some events. Maybe go bowling or something. We got rain. If it rains, you know, we got things set up for us to go and do. So it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna have the food. We got a food truck coming. It's fully catered. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So come on out and enjoy the rest of your family. As you can see, we deep. We plays no games. All right, you know, we're not just one of those. We're not just internet friendly. You know what I'm saying? We actually meet up with one another, and the 12,000 that you see on here, we really does this. You know what I'm saying? It's official. Shout out to everybody in the Lighthouse that's showing their love and support. I love y'all. We also got the with the homage tour that we're doing. This is the next tour, August the 4th. All right, you want to be a part of this? This is coming up real soon at the beginning of the next month. We're going to be going from Rochester to Auburn and giving a tribute to Frederick Douglass, Native American Chief Logan, Dr. Charles T. Lunsford, and Harriet Tubman. Okay, and that's only $35 for this experience. That's including the tour, the lecture, and the food. Okay, so that's a crazy deal right there. So can't wait to be a part of that. You can buy your tickets online on the address at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Let's pay some bills.
Imagine not needing to rely on certain man-made drugs for the rest of your life. 9 Essential brings you the best organic turmeric powder. Turmeric is an amazing herb which has anti-inflammatory functions due to its bioactive compounds. Our product range is a safe and easy-to-consume turmeric powder that is based off ancient remedies that have worked for years. Turmeric reduces the pain that people with arthritis feel in their joints. It protects the liver from being damaged. It reduces the risk of cancer. It protects against heart disease. Visit www.9essential.com to learn more about our products.
If you're trying to get right, trying to work out, get you a nice workout plan going on, we do have a personal trainer. He goes by the name of Nino Tone. He got that joint going for you, man. So hit him up, 910-977-9311. Okay, he's got several of our people on a strict regimen, eating right, you know, working out right. That's Brother Nino. If you want to get your workout stuff on, or if you need tips, or just, you know, a nutritionist, your nutritional plan, things of that nature, hit Nino up. Also, if you want to get your Reiki sessions to get your Wajatet in alignment, you want to get your chakras lined up and get right with the universe, then you want to hit up Latifah Forster to strengthen your spirituality. Okay, that enhances your natural healing. It's great for balancing out your energies. You know what I'm saying, and releasing some toxins. Several people have gotten their Reiki sessions done, and they absolutely love it. So definitely take part in that. We also got some new jewelry, family. If you want to get your Lighthouse jewelry, the Lighthouse medallions and the handcrafted earrings, we have those for donations of $36. Necklaces are $45. Okay, and 9% of the profits will be donated to the Lighthouse. You can Cash App it on the bottom of the screen, or you can do PayPal. However you want to rock it. I like the way they look. They look really, really nice, especially the earrings. Those earrings is official. So if you want to get them, and they're all handcrafted, we support black business on this feed. So if you want to get some of that stuff, that's the link down there on the bottom of the screen. We also got Lighthouse tees for the babies. We got the new t-shirts for the kids. So if you want to get you the Lighthouse Kids t-shirts, I can't wait. We're going to do a little photo shoot for the kids because these t-shirts are really, really nice. They got the adult ones and we got the little kid one. And these are camo print. They have the camouflage print on them. Look really, really nice. I just got some in the package in the mail the other day, and they're excellent. I just love them. So you can take part in that also in getting you your tees. So if this video did anything for you, you can donate to jamarmilton@gmail.com. If you were able to ascend this morning with the PAUT NETEru, definitely donate to the Lighthouse to keep us moving. We're growing. We're growing so rapidly. We're just trying to keep up. So, Dua, I love y'all, man. May the divine force in me greet the divine force in you. Dua, 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 Dua. Ashe family and peace. Take care of yourself.